Well, first, if you want an auxiliary cable to plug in an iPod, laptop, iPad, whatever you're going to use, you're going to find the two non-base out auxiliary ports for the back of your head unit, and connect red to red and white to white. It's pretty explanatory.
Red to red, white to white.
Get those two. And once you find a place for your amp RCA cables to come up, you find the two they go into.
I probably shouldn't be doing that.
Probably not, but we're going to use it anyways. Then you connect red to red, just like that. And then for some reason it's blue to white. Once you have all that plugged in, you're going to need to find a spot to put power to your amp too, which is on the floor. It's running to the cigarette lighter in the car because for some reason the antenna wire doesn't put out power on this, so we had to run it through that. And once you have all that, just tuck it all in the back of the back in the car the best you can. It's gonna look all crappy, but don't really care because it's a piece of crap.
That's it. It's just
now that you have your head unit wired up and power running to your amp, make sure there's power to it first so you know that it's working. Take your power and your RCA, if you really want to. This isn't necessary, but find a piece of like floorboard plastic and leave some slack in them, and then you can tuck them up in. See that the whole way along the floor of the car, so you don't look like they're sticking out everywhere. This might take a little bit because plastic's not really meant to be pulled off like this, but it'll work. It just takes a little bit. All the crappy wiring I have. Just gonna awkwardly try to do this. Once you have all your wiring run to the back of the car and tucked away like you want it to, you're gonna need your power, which wasn't long enough, so I put a little more wiring on it to make it longer. And you're gonna have to ground it, which I can't really, well, I guess I can. I don't know if you can see it, but you have to sand all the paint off and ground it to the frame of the car. It's not metal, just so it's good. And then from your battery to the amp, so it gets power. And this is just extra RCA that is too long. But once you have all that back here, you find the right slots that it goes in. This is ground, remote, which is the on and off that runs to the head unit, and battery, which runs power from the battery. And this is the positive, and this is pretty much the negative. You have your two 20 amp fuses, make sure neither of them are blown. Well, and then you have your speaker out, which mine only has one out, so I had to take speaker wiring and bridge it all together to run two subs off of double output, so it'll work. And now I'm gonna hook it up to the subs once I pull them out and turn them around. Alright, now that you have everything wired up and you make sure your amp has power, you're gonna take your sub box with your one or two subs and slide it into the back of your car, preferably without damaging anything. No damage. And then you're probably, well, the way I have it, you come back around to here, get in the car, find all your speaker wiring that's in it, both sides, and put it on each side of the sub box. Stand my amp up because that's how I do it. Come back out here. Start this side. Slide the sub box to one side. Remember which one's your positive and your negative. See how they're a little choppy at the end. Just twist them up so they go in a little better, smoother. And then in this, silver is negative and the copper is positive. So I don't know if you can really see it. It's hard to do with JT right here. But you take the silver, put it in the black. If you can find the hole, yeah. You take the popped out, but and you just do the same thing on the other side.
We'd just like to thank you for watching our how-to put subs and an amp into a car. Thank you. Have a nice day.